Alright, and we are live. Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Eddie, and I am back with another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Okay, let me just do a very quick sound check, and then after that, I think we will get right back into it. I also do want to say up in front, yeah, I know, technically I'm supposed to be playing Needy Streamer Overdoser today, technically, because... Well, technically, no. I make the rules for what streams I want to do, but, technically, Needy Streamer Overdose, I think this show aired yesterday, which I, to this moment, have not yet watched. But I'm gonna be honest here, I just want to play more Katawa Shoujo, so, yeah. Oh, right, the sound. Yeah, everything seems to be alright. Cool. And then we will get ourselves right into... Is this an acceptable volume? I think I'm a little too loud. Okay, whatever. I think that's good. That's good, right? Okay. Sorry, I need a stretch. Anyways, Hanako is more notable in her absence than when she is in the room. I feel her empty desk calling out for me. I find myself peering over my shoulder endlessly, hoping that I'm hallucinating and Hanako will magically appear. She makes sure she does small as a presence as possible when she attends class, and although she has been getting better recently, that fact has never changed. Nobody ever pays her any heed in class, and now that she's not here, they don't notice her absence. It's just as if she never existed. Lily did say that her skipping class wasn't the unusual thing before I met her, but it's still very off-putting. The bells heralding the end of the school make me jump in my seat. It's only now I notice Misha is prodding me in the side with her mechanical pencil to get my attention. Hello? Is anyone in there? Hey, stop that. Ah, there we are. Welcome back to Earth, Hee-chan. What are you talking about? You keep on dazing off into space. I was beginning to think you might be trying to contact alien life. I really didn't get much sleep last night, so I don't doubt Misha's words. I'm not sure whether it was due to my medicine side effects, Hanako's panic attacks yesterday, me worrying about her in general, or all three. I yawned tiredly before resting my chin in my palm, having been reminded of how badly I slept. Hey, are you really alright? Yesterday kinda rattled me as well. Yeah, I guess. I want to speak to Hanako again, though. Did you see her last night? Yeah, Lily and I talked to her. This might sound weird, but can you tell Shizune thank you from both me and Lily? I know Lily technically didn't thank Shizune, but I could tell by her reaction last night that she wanted to. At least, that's how it works out in my head. Aww. Aww. I think what Shi-chan is trying to say is you're welcome. The furious sighing and Shizune's reddened cheeks tell me that what she said is entirely different. Her blatantly flustered expression is amusing enough to make me chuckle. What's so funny, Hee-chan? Was it something we said? No, that's it. I was thinking about how cute Shizune could be at times. Whoa, Mr. Ladies Man here. Wahaha, you're right. Shizune is really cute when she tries not to be. I noticed that Misha decides not to sign her response to Shizune. Maybe Shizune's rage is enough of a counter to any quantity of cute. Nevertheless, Shizune quickly calms down and signs something else to Misha. Oh, okay, He-chan. Shi-chan wants you to come and have dinner with us. Dinner, eh? Turning away from them a bit, lest I be swayed by their pleading smiles, I begin to mull it over. The invitation certainly is tempting. A takeaway dinner with two cute girls is not a bad thing after all. The thought of Hanako locked up in her room, though, keeps dancing on the edge of my mind. Sorry, I'll have to pass. God damn it. See, if we just chosen to go out and be friends with them, we could have two of them and Hanako along. Aww. Misha doesn't sign my response, but Shizune picks up on it easily enough and grimaces in disappointment. She moves her arms, assumingly beginning some sort of protest or coercion, but stops herself and taps Misha's shoulder twice. Once Misha gives Shizune her attention, the only statement Shizune has on the matter is a shrug. Oh well, it's your choice, He-chan. I promise I'll join you another time, if that helps. You always say that! Misha perks up at this, and Shizune doesn't share her reaction. With the flick of her head to signal for Misha to follow her away, Shizune simply raises her hand to silently wave me goodbye. As the two make their way out the door, I return the gesture until they're out of sight. I didn't think they'd be so disappointed, and it makes me feel a little bad for ditching them. Still, I have things to do. The girls' dormitory is especially rowdy today, with the number of girls loudly playing games and watching the television in the common room on the first floor. I hear their voices even now, standing in front of Hanako's door. It's an odd contrast to the emptiness of the floor she's on. The voices from below make the emptiness feel all the more lonely. I hoped Hanako would be in class today, especially after the talk Lily and I had with her last night, but I feel like I shouldn't hold it against her. It was a pretty awful episode, and to have experienced it firsthand must be all the worse. Not knowing what state she's in, I take a small breath before giving a few sharp knocks on her brown door. All I could do is stand and wait, doing my best not to feel anxious. As the seconds wear on, I begin to think she might be asleep and didn't hear me knocking. The door handle rattles a little more before I could raise my hand to knock again, though. Aww. The door opens a sliver, an eye appearing in the gap only large enough for it to peer through. I'm sure this girl would install a peephole in her dormitory door, if such a thing was allowed. I just stand and smile at her. I don't think words would really help here, after all. The act is returned in kind, and Hanako wordlessly looking at me. The gap's not wide enough to see her expression, and I can only guess what she's thinking. Time passes as we look at each other, the only sound being the disembodied gaiety from the ground floor. I'm not sure how long it takes, but eventually the eye moves away. I keep wondering whether she'll let me in or shut me out until the door slowly begins to creak open. Now that I have a full view of her and her bedroom behind, the first thing I notice is that Hanako's hair is quite damp. She's recently showered, which makes it all the more obvious by the scent of shampoo wafting towards me. Ugh. The look on her face seems one of curiosity, as if she's not really sure what to make of me. Even so, I'm not really all that sure of what she's thinking. It feels as she's gone away for a long time, and having now returned, neither of us know what to say to the other. Hanako realizes she's staring, looking away awkwardly before turning to the side and gazing at her feet. I decide to take it as an invitation to step past her into the room, closing the door behind me as I do so. I can see her hands fiddling in the folds of the oversized gown that hangs from her shoulders. I try to concentrate on what I want to say, but the scent from her addles my senses. To my surprise, it's not me but Hanako that breaks the silence. Why did I come here? I was worried about Hanako, so I came to her room. She let me in, as I had hoped, and then what? What did I mean to do? What did I mean to say? Why didn't I think this through before coming here? I want to make up for what I feel I caused, at least partly. I want to try and remove the distance I feel between us since then, and to see her happy. How can I do that when I don't know the first thing about her? I wonder if this is how Iwanaka felt when she saw me lying in that sterile pastel blue hospital bed. A deep sigh steadies my nerves a little, and ends my stammering. I don't think I've ever felt this nervous around someone before. When I'm like this, I don't think I could lie. Even if I could bring myself to, Hanako would see through it right away. I don't know. I just wanted to see you, I guess. Her fingers stopped moving, giving me a little surprise. Looking up to her face, she gives a sweet smile and nod. That was a satisfactory answer for her. Since you're here, I'd like to play a game of chess with you. Aww. Any day. I almost hang my head in disbelief that is all she wants to do after I've been winding myself up so much, is play a game. Looking at her face, though, a tentative smile is perched upon it. Looking at her face, though, a tentative smile perched upon it, I realize this is more than that. She could have not bothered answering the door. She could have shut it as soon as she saw my face. She could have asked me to leave. She could have rejected me at so many points, but she didn't. Now with this calm face, she wants me to play the game that we played when we first. Now with this calm face. Now with this calm face, she wants me to play the same game that we played when we first really spent time alone together. A feeling of relief washes over me. Everything will be alright. Hanako has let me into her world. As long as we can be together like this, I think everything will be alright. It will be my pleasure. Oh! Actually, let me move the mic in front, since I'm not really using the keyboard much. The day of Hanako's birthday party is finally here. To be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing Hanako and Lily in their pajamas again. Hanako's gown has grown on me as looking rather cute, though a bit conservative, and Lily's short and thin silken top are a lovely combination. But the event is stained a little with the memory of Hanako's reaction to it. I still don't really understand what happened, only being able to only being able to vaguely guess at the possible reactions for it, but I don't think finding the answer will be as straightforward as asking her. With that in mind, I knock on the door next to Hanako's. Is that you, Hisao? Yeah, it's me. I hear the pitter-patter footsteps coming to the doors, followed by the sound of the lock snapping open. I don't think I've ever seen Lily's door locked before, and it makes me a little suspicious. Once the door opens, the sight is a little underwhelming for a birthday party. Okay, it's the same as last time. Hanako returns to her seat with a quick smile and a nod, leaving me to close and, assuming they wanted to be kept that way, lock the door. As I do, I realize that the scene before me is that of an evening tea party, just like any other between the two. Somehow, I don't think I should be surprised. Oh god, my chest hurts. Not like because I'm unhealthy, but I was like, oh, I was at the gym yesterday and ow. It's a good kind of pain. Ow. I just pulled my arm this way and it hurts now. Ugh. Oh. I mean, that's a good thing though. Ow. It's good pain, good pain. I just didn't realize until you guys can't see what I'm doing. Like, puffed out my chest a bit and like put my arms back. Ugh. One arm back only. Is it just me or is this side more sore than that side? That's not good. I gotta work out this side a little too. Sorry, spit. To my relief, Hanako looks relatively calm. The break from class has probably done her good and given her time to wind down a bit. Aw, you two! I take a seat between the two at the low table in the center of Lily's room, the brightly colored teapot steaming away between us. A tall brown bag close by Lily's side catches my attention. I covertly try to glance inside it a couple times, but can't get a good look from here. Looking to Hanako, it seems she's as curious about it as I am. Hey, Lily? Lily finishes off the teacup raised to her lips before settling it down and giving me her attention. Yes? I was just wondering about that brown bag. She pauses for a moment and gives a slightly cheeky smile. That would be Akira's present. Unfortunately, she said she was working and can't join us. So wait, why does Akira have a Japanese name while it's Lily? I mean, actually, like, I know you're half Scottish, but actually, I guess that makes it. Never mind. Maybe the parents just decided, oh, you know. Never mind. That's a silly question. Lily leans over and feels out the item inside before raising her arm. I raise an eyebrow as two items, not one, rise from the bag. The glass necks are grasped by Lily on either side of her middle finger. So this is why she... Wait. This is why she had her door locked. Whoa! Oh! Wine. There's two small thuds as the bottles are brought to rest on the table. One red, one white. I want to believe it's fake, non-alcoholic wine, but if it was, there wouldn't be any need to be this circumspect. Alcohol? Seriously? Are you sure this is a good idea? Lily smells politely and giggles. I'm not really convinced that she is. These two would be a present for my question. These two would be the present for my sister. I know it's a bit questionable, but a little shouldn't hurt. If Lily took serious issue with it, I don't think she'd have agreed to it so easily. That aside, I had Akira squared as a serious and responsible type, maybe even like an older Lily, but looks like I was wrong. We aren't even legally able to drink yet. Well, in that case, I won't complain. They don't look bad either. I'm no connoisseur, but at least the bottles look nice. Apart from a surreptitious glass of wine or two given from my father at family dinners, I haven't really had enough to know what's what. That, and I can't say I'm a total straight edge. Going by Hanako's expression, she's thinking the same, and it's her birthday anyway. Shall I open one? Sure, I'll get some. My heart skips as I hear 3 sharp bangs coming from Lily's door. Hanako's head flicks around, and Lily's eyes close as she listens intently. None of us want to be busted for this. Who is it? Let me in, I'm cold! Lily lets out a resigned sigh before motioning for Hanako to open the door. Is it Akira? She obediently gets up and fusses with her gown before moving, apparently still not quite sure of who it is, but trusting enough in Lily to do as she requests. I can see a blonde, dark-suited figure become visible over Hanako's shoulder as she opens the door. Happy birthday, Hanako. Thank you, Akira. Hanako gives a small bow while twiddling her fingers in front of her. So this is Lily's elusive sister. Oh, whoa. Oh boy. Akira follows Hanako to the table after shutting the door behind her, giving me plenty of time to have a good look at her. She looks to be about the same height as Hanako and has short blonde hair that's quite roughly cut. That, in addition to a rather modest breasts, masculine suit, and deep voice, gives her quite an androgynous effect. Without further ado, she plops herself down on the side of the table across from me. It's nice to have your company after all, Akira. Did work let you off? Yep. I like that. I've always liked that, like, 3-mouth. I call it the 3-mouth. Yep. I have to go back there in a bit, but I managed to get enough of a break to drive down. So, this would be Hisao then. A confident smile gets thrown in my direction, so I nod politely in return. Considering that she just jumped straight to using my first name, she's more informal than her appearance would have suggest. She seems cool. Wait, if she already knows who I am, then that must mean Lily's talked about me with her. I wonder what she said. Sorry for not introducing you, Hisao. This is Akira Sato, my elder sister. Nice. I see. Nice to meet you. The person in question loudly claps her hand together, making Hanako jump a little bit. Akira notices it and looks uneasy for a fraction of a second before getting back into her stride. Only now do I realize Akira hasn't paid Hanako's scars any undue attention. Hanako also seems to be comfortable, if not exactly relaxed, around Akira. Well then, I assume the presents got through. No point in waiting, considering Hisao and the birthday girl look like they're pretty eager. Lily giggles as I awkwardly turn away, a little embarrassed by the fact that I couldn't hide my interest. Hanako's eyes are telling me that she wants to try the wine together with me, though. So I settle for a look of badly feigned indifference. Akira manages to uncork the bottle with a small effort, and Hanako goes to get some glasses before I get to pour the 4 of them full of white wine. I heard somewhere that white wine has less alcohol than red wine. That is true, or so I've heard, so I think it would be best to start with. Here's to Hanako and Lily's trip. Cheers! Cheers. After the traditional raising of the glasses, we all take sips of the pale yellow liquid. It's nothing like the stuff I've had with my parents, and with the fruitiness of the flavor almost entirely hiding the taste of alcohol. Maybe this is what proper wine is supposed to taste like. Then again, it's possible that Akira just chose a wine that would be suited for our taste, since none of us are used to alcohol yet. Or at least, I hope none of us are. This isn't too bad. I was expecting something harsher. If you hadn't liked it, I I have a few other varieties you could have chosen from. Akira, are you an alcoholic? You sound like you know your stuff when it comes to wine. Wait, are you like a professional? Do you work in like a wine company or something? That actually might be the case now that I think about it. Only a bit. I'm more of a beer kind of person. I have the drinking side down pat though. As if to prove a point, she refills her glass before bringing it to her lips and flicking her head back. Hanako and I silently watch as the whole glass disappears down Akira's throat. I can't decide whether to be impressed or put off, but I certainly don't have any urge to imitate the act. Lily grimaces slightly at her sister's boast. I notice she is sipping from her glass as she does so, though. Anyway, now that Akira's gift has been opened in samples, shall we move on to ours? Hell yeah. Gifts? That's right, we got you presents. It's your birthday, after all. This is from me. Lily pulls out the carefully wrapped doll from under the table and passes it to Hanako. Hanako handles the present as if it were glassware, carefully turning it over to remove the tape that binds the wrapping. Eventually, the paper falls from the doll, revealing the emerald green of the doll's dress. It's beautiful. I'm not sure what reaction I was expecting from Hanako. The near total lack of dolls in her room made me think she didn't care about them, but the look in her eyes is now something different. She turns the doll all around with the same delicacy she afforded the wrapping, as if she was expecting it to fall apart in her hands. I'm glad you like it. Hisao picked it out, to be honest. Hanako suddenly remembers that she is not alone in the room, and shifts her focus from the doll. Yes, I like it. Thank you. Thank you, Lily and Hisao. Actually, I got you something else. I reach into my bag and remove the wrapped chess set. Here, happy birthday. Hanako carefully sets Lily's doll next to her and opens my present with the same care that she showed Lily's. Before long, the checkered squares of the chessboard are visible, and Hanako gently runs her fingers along the carved surfaces. Oh! Almost by accident, she triggers the catch to the lid, startling herself in the process. She opens it and retrieves one of the gray pieces. She seems absorbed in the chess pieces as she was in the doll before. They're coral, natural coral, undyed, or so I'm told. Thank you, Hisao. No problem, it's your birthday after all. That's right, my birthday. Once again, Hanako's reaction seems a little off, but she carefully closes the board lid. I notice Akira's smile beginning to look very strained. I wonder if she knows anything about what happened in class, given that she seems to be treading on eggshells around Hanako. I'll have to play you again sometime. I'll make sure to play you first. Aww. Aww! She takes the doll she received from Lily and holds it to her chest together with a small chessboard, putting the piece on top. Again, in moments like this, I am once again reminded that we are in the doomed route, and that just makes me feel sad. Oh. Okay, that feels kind of bad. The act seems to settle her down somewhat, and we just sit in silence for a while. I think it's one of the few times I've seen her genuinely happy, cradling the friendship of two people to her chest as tightly as she can. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Hisao. In the process of thanking us, I love this expression. Hanako drops the chess piece and fumbles a bit in her rush to retrieve it. Once she finds it, Hanako puts the chess set down and nervously gulps at her wine. It's as if the real world suddenly rushed back into her consciousness, and her fastest escape from it was in a glass. Hey, easy there, you shouldn't drink it that fast. It is a party, Hisao. Despite saying this, there is a slightly concerned edge to her voice. Eventually acquiescing, Lily proceeds to follow Hanako's lead, though not as eagerly. She looks to be taking small sips from her wine and letting the wine settle on her tongue before swallowing. I decide that this is probably the best approach, and do the same myself. Since it's kind of a going away party for you as well, I hope you enjoy your trip at least a little, Lily. Hopefully your aunt will be okay. I hope your aunt is okay too, Lily. Lily and I are taken aback by Hanako's fervor to wish Lily well, despite her own familial situation. I'm a little impressed. My, thank you both. I'll be sure to convey your thoughts to my family when I meet them. It'll all be fine in the end, Lily. Don't worry about it. Since the room's mood has been noticeably sullen, I decided to try and move things along. Well then, shall we start on the cake? My tentative suggestion has the intended effect, everyone lighting up considerably. Yes, please. Cake? I didn't know there was any cake. I picked one up before I came, along with some snacks. Well done, Hisao. At least one of us remembered to bring one. Everyone seems to welcome the distraction, so I retrieve the cake from my bag and start cutting it up. Mixing wine and chocolate cake isn't something I thought would work well, but none of us seem to mind. Really? I thought that was like a common combination. Conversation is temporarily suspended as we start to eat. I was initially wary of this idea. After Hanako's panic attack, I expected the worst from tonight, but I think Lily's idea of giving her good memories of her birthday is working. That, and also having it shared with her going away party. From Hanako's reaction to her gifts, I could tell that she was very appreciative. Hanako tries to pour herself another glass, but she ends up spilling some on the table. She's had a couple by now, so considering she's never had alcohol before, it's no wonder if she's feeling a little lightheaded. Sorry, Lily, I didn't mean to make a mess. Don't worry, I've got it. Aww. Lily reaches sideways and gently takes up the fussing Hanako in her arms, giving me pause. It's okay, Hanako. I'm just happy you were here. You know, it's kind of cool because it kind of feels like Lily and Hanako are sisters as well in a way. Like, yeah, Lily's got her like biological older sister Akira, but it also kind of do you guys get what I'm saying? Like she has two sisters, you know, like an adopted younger sister. Aww, aw, that is so adorable. It's okay, Hanako. I'm just happy you're here. Hanako gives me a faint nod in response. It's fitting. I suppose that Lily would be the one to support her like this. I had no idea what Hanako would be like if she hadn't. Seeing the two like this makes me appreciate the fact that I'm privy to such an intimate moment. Even Akira can't help but smile at the sight. I never would have thought I'd managed to find new friends so quickly, and I'm all the more thankful that, of all people, these two are the two I befriended. They slowly break off from one another, Hanako regaining herself somewhat, while I quickly get myself back on task. I find myself a towel among Lily's tea set and start mopping up the spillage. By the time I finish, however, Hanako and Lily have managed to uncork the other bottle and have topped off their glasses. Oh dear lord. Looks like you're enjoying the wine then. Just don't go too crazy with it after this, mind. We all dutifully nod and agree, but her reminder feels a bit silly given it's the one supplying underage people with alcohol. Oh boy. The second glass of wine goes a lot quicker than the first, and before any of them notice, the second I mean, yeah, Lily's a little red too, but Hanako, dear god. I don't think I've ever seen that expression before. While Akira is helping us finish them off, Hanako seems to almost be equaling in her amount. Looks to be almost equaling her in the amount she's had. My head feels a little light, but I think I've managed to gauge my own tolerance surprisingly well. Hanako smiles lazily. Water. Hanako smiles lazily, toying with her doll's hair. I think it's a pretty safe bet that she hasn't moderated herself as well as I. I don't think it was Hanako's intention to get this drunk, but it seems that the alcohol hit her all at once. She has a very light frame, something which wouldn't help her handle her booze well either. Lily cradles her glass, running a finger around the rim. Her cheeks are rosy, but she's managed to avoid looking woefully drunk. Akira is, as I somewhat expected, largely unaffected. Her smile might be a bit wider than before though. Maybe. Oh no! Hanako suddenly hiccups and accidentally knocks over the doll. I think I should maybe go to bed. Thank you, Hisao. Thank you, Lily and Akira. The doll's not broken, is it? She slurs Akira's name pretty hard, barely avoiding breaking out into a giggle midway through. She's completely plastered, and I can't decide whether I should feel a little bad or not for being amused in the state she's in. It really is bizarre to see her acting so carefree. It's a shame that it's only with the help of alcohol. Here, let me give you a hand. Akira manages to get up and help Hanako out, but she stopped when Lily gives a sharp cough. Hisao, would you please? Akira looks a little surprised, and I have to admit that I am as well. I don't mind the request at all, let alone when it's said with such a smile. It just comes rather unexpectedly. Sure, no problem. Oh! I pick up the chess set and help Hanako stand up. I do feel somewhat responsible for her considering that, other than Akira, I'm probably the most sober person in the room. She nurses the doll in one hand and offers me the other. We stumble out of the door into the hallway and into Hanako's room, Hanako bumping into me a number of times on the way. Inside the room, I hope Akira helped us carry the presents, because I don't think we're in any state to... Inside the room, I flick on the light as Hanako turns her attention towards a shelf on her dresser. An elegant doll is sitting on it, staring into the bare room. There you go. You'll be safe in here. Hanako gingerly places a doll next to the other one and straightens its dress. They sit in silence, hair and clothes perfectly arranged. Just like the teapot in Lily's room, they serve as a distinct contrast to the dull whites and grays that permeate her bedroom. Satisfied that her dolls, her only two real possessions, are safe, Hanako takes a step back and stands up, staggering severely. I step forward to catch her if need be, but she regains her balance without my help. For a while, both of us stand in silence as Hanako looks downward towards the cupboard. After a minute or two, she begins to sway a little from side to side. It's very off-putting. Are you going to be alright? Hanako raises her head and turns to me as if she's only remembered that I'm also in the room. Oh, what's unexpected is that she takes 2 steps towards me and wraps her arms around my body, her head coming to rest against my chest. I can feel my heart beating as all of my senses feel like they're coming alive again after the deadening through the previous drinking. Wait a sec, actually, is wine... Are you allowed to drink wine? Hiso, considering your heart condition, I just remembered. The smell of wine on her breath, the feeling of her fingers through my clothing, the scent of her hair underneath my chin. My hands remain out in front of me, not daring to touch her. The temptation is there to hug her, to embrace her, to tell her that everything will be fine, but this feels wrong. Really, really wrong. Hanako. But I want to stay with you and Lily. Hanako's slurring reminds me a bit of Misha. She probably wouldn't be pleased to hear that. You know, I can't. You're a girl and I'm a guy after all. And Lily needs to sleep. Oh, cute. She gives a disappointed groan. It's so strange for her to act so forward. Cute, cute, cute. Don't worry, I'll see you again tomorrow, okay? I decide to rest a hand on her head to reassure her, deciding that this is as far as I'll allow myself to go in terms of physical contact while she's in this state. Hanako's head nuzzles against my chest. It makes me feel all the more uneasy with the situation, and as her arms tighten around my back, I quickly decide to bail out. I rest my hand on her shoulder and give a firm but gentle push. Her grip tightens a little as I do so, but she eventually breaks off. I don't want you to go. Hanako, please, Akira and Lily are going to start thinking weird stuff if I take too long in here. It's perfectly true, too. I really don't want to take any chances, and I feel very uncomfortable right now. I shouldn't try to read anything into the way she's acting right now. I read that aside from alcohol lowering inhibitions, people can react to getting drunk in many different ways that don't necessarily reflect reality. And even without that, there are plenty of ways to interpret what she's saying. As long as she's safe, I'm going to try and get her out of the room as soon as possible. Hanako hiccups again, looking a right mess as she stands up and looks downcast in the center of the room. Her personality changed as she drank more and more, and now, all alone in her room with me, her previous brightness seems to have left her. Was she just acting upbeat to make sure we didn't worry? I think she was just drunk and she's just upset now. Even if she was, what could I possibly do for her, since I do exactly the same thing in regards to my own condition? Distancing myself from my thoughts, I managed to corral Hanako towards her bed, though her attempts to tame the wild sheets on it end up accomplishing little. Sorry about tonight, Hanako. I know you probably won't remember any of this, but happy birthday. I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you. She looks up at me for a moment. I have no idea if what I said actually got through to her, but any chance to ask is lost as her eyes peacefully close. I sign relief before quietly backing away from her and leaving the room, flicking the light switch off as we go. I hesitate a little before opening the door to Lily's room again, quickly rehearsing what I should say if I get questioned about Hanako. After a few seconds, I still can't come up with anything. I open the door and make sure to close it behind me, lest any passing students catch a glimpse of the wine, before turning my attention to the two girls at the low table. Akira is casually smiling, as is Lily. I welcome the change from the mood in Hanako's room. Is that you, Hisao? Yeah, I got Hanako to her bed. She's sleeping now. That's good. I'll have to admit, I hadn't thought she'd drink quite so much. Hey, it's fine. She's safe and tucked up in bed now, with the way she is. She awkwardly trails off. I thought Lily and I would hardly protest. From someone who was so anxious and fearful, drinking would give an easy out from those constant feelings. Oh. I hope she... Hanako, don't become an alcoholic, please. I wish I could do more for her. I feel useless. Looking at Lily, I think back to what I said in town. My relationship with her is that of a friend, and has only ever felt that way. But I think I know why. Lily's been there for both Hanako and me since I first met her, but she's like that for everyone, trying to do her best to make them feel better. With that in mind, then what's the bond between me and Hanako? After rescuing a relation through the panic attack I inadvertently triggered during class, I feel like we're back to being friends, but she's on my mind more and more. I can't say I view any other girl in quite the same way, but maybe it's just a normal reaction to someone acting like this. Say, Akira? She yawns before looking at me. It is getting pretty late. You know about what happened with Hanako, don't you? Yeah, Lily told me. I negotiated pretty hard for a break so I could come down and help make her birthday a little brighter. We got along pretty well. It's surprising to hear that from someone as extroverted as her, but if Hanako came to know her through Lily, maybe she had time to get used to Akira. And on that note, I better get going. I'm already going to be a bit late as is. Bit late? Oh, lordy. But it's already so late. Sorry, we gotta... Oh, come on! We got a bunch of work dropped on us, so overtime it is. Dear God. That sounds like hell. She levers herself with a grunt and heads past me towards the door. Just before she leaves, she turns back towards us. You haven't forgotten about the time of the flight and all the rest. Don't worry, I have everything ready. It's just a matter of packing when it gets closer to the time to leave. Atta girl. I'll see you guys later then. And with that, she disappears through the door with her hand held high in farewell. Your sister is something, alright. I probably should have thought that comment before saying it. Regardless, Lily seems quite amused at my appraisal. You okay after all that drinking? Not wasted and just hiding it, well? I assure you, I am quite alright. I can moderate myself. You seem quite self-possessed as well, if I do say so myself. Yeah, well, I guess moderation applies to me as well. With a little hesitation, I take a seat in front of Lily. I want to address this directly, if for no other reason than to settle my own thoughts. I've been meaning to ask this, but it took me a while to make up my mind. Do you have any idea about what triggered that panic attack? I gathered it was something to do with her birthday, but I don't know anything. I don't know anything more. Even Akira was being really careful around her, so I assume she knows it well. Lily's smile drops, the gaiety of the birthday party now well and truly over. To be honest, I'm not sure of all the details myself. Hanako told you she was in a house fire. She told me as much after we met and spent a lot of time together. Other than that, she quite simply never told me. She never told you. Assuming the worst, what does she have to look back upon? A life of isolation and possibly even the death of her family? Maybe is going as far as blaming her existence for their deaths. Even thinking about what a little I know of Hanako's past is bleak. To have lived through all that and to live on with those memories must be infinitely worse. Lily looks similarly depressed, but I can see her rebuild at least some of her composure before my eyes. I get the feeling that both of us are talking more frankly than we might otherwise do thanks to the wine, but it feels like just talking this out is a good thing anyway. I feel kind of helpless about it. When it's put like that, what can I possibly do for her? I'm not wholly sure I should tell you this, but Hanako told me that you visited her the day after we both went to check on her. I must admit that I did not predict she would take such a step so quickly after what happened, nor did I expect you to. I think it was a nice gesture on your part. It wasn't much, really. It's just... At times like this, I sometimes wonder to think it would be better if we never had to leave Yamako, or at least this town. Things are so much easier without others around. I didn't expect Lily to look quite so troubled at what I say, and for a while she looks lost in thought. She moves to speak, but she stops herself as soon as she does and rethinks. It's a bit off-putting. Why? People do that. I think... Tell me, do you have anything planned for Friday evening? Friday evening? No. Isn't your flight to Scotland next day? I don't think it would be a good idea to tire yourself out before you even get there. I'll be alright. You needn't worry about me. I'll do this tomorrow evening, but I imagine Hanako will be feeling rather off for a while. Thought of how she's going to be tomorrow makes me grimace. Oh yeah, maybe we should count our blessings that she didn't end up simply throwing up from drinking so much while having such a low tolerance. I'm going to be able to attend whatever you are planning. What is it? Nothing unusual, I assure you. Just a little excursion. You'd be better off, Hisao. I can't imagine it'll be long until curfew is here. Oh, damn, curfew. I'd completely forgotten. Oh, the clock next to Lily's bed. It seems to be some oddity without written numerals, which I suppose makes sense, given Lily's condition. Not wanting to risk a haughty security patrol giving me a scolding, I get up and decide to go to my dorm as she says. Well then, I guess I'll see you in Hanako tomorrow, assuming the both of you manage to get up in the morning. Thank you for your concern, Hisao. Until then. With that, I make my way out of her door and into the hallway. I hope that our idea will be a good one. The hammering of a fist against the door feels like a nail being pounded into my head. Yeah, that is... Once, twice, 3 times. I let out a long, annoyed breath and bear it while pressing my eyelids shut, fervently hoping for whoever it is to just go away. I feel pretty darn awful. My face feels like it's cast out of lead, my arms feel heavy, and I feel very queasy. It's been like this since I woke up half an hour ago, and I can't summon the energy to pick myself up out of bed. See, I'd like to say you're hungover, Hisao. Then again, I feel like this whenever I get up in general, so without alcohol needed, so I can't say. So that's what they call a hangover. I wonder if this is perhaps the best treatment for teenagers who desperately want to try drinking as a way to feel like an adult. Considering how unpleasant this is, it's not something I want to repeat. Oh god. A series of thumps rings out again, reverberating around the small room. I wish they'd give up already. I have no intention of getting out of bed for them. Seconds passed, turning into minutes. Since no more knocks are coming from the door, whoever it was must have left. Thank goodness. I wonder who that was. Looking to my clock, the time when I really should think about getting dressed and ready for class is approaching. I don't think I could manage it, though. I hate cutting class, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get much done at this rate. I could tell I look like a mess without needing to look at the mirror to confirm it, too. The morning rush is giving me enough time to stand outside the classroom for a little while without looking too suspicious. I hope that Muto doesn't ask any awkward questions about my not attending school yesterday. I was sick, that much is true. It's just the reasons for it that I have to hide. Confident... Wait, what? Confident I can get by with a tactical omission of certain truths, I stride into the classroom looking my best to appear normal. The instant I open my door and take a single step in, I can feel a dozen eyes looking at me. There's no way I'm imagining this. They're not even making any attempt to hide it. My eyes take a quick sweep around the classroom and I spot Hanako. We make eye contact momentarily, and before she looks down, stares very hard at her desk. Did she spill the beans? Muto may be okay as far as teachers go, but underage drinking on campus is not exactly something that'll be taken very lightly. I look at him with some trepidation. Feeling better today? Yes, thank you. He motions for me to take my seat. My leggings feel like 6 sticks as they carry me there. This is going to be a long day. As soon as the lunch bell rings, I'm on my way to Hanako's desk to ask what's going on. Hanako, did you tell... She looks up at me and shakes her head. That's a big relief. It's just... Well, hello there, Hee-chan. It's nice to see you again today. I grimace and turn towards the unmistakable voice coming from behind me. That was way too upbeat of a tone to feel comfortable, even from Misha. Misha's happy smile is nothing out of the usual. Shizune's, though, is a very bad sign. The one she wears has become notched into my brain as her "I have got you 7 ways from Sunday" smile. Hi, Shizune, Misha. You, look happy to see me. Not feeling well yesterday, Hee-chan. No, I wasn't, but I'm feeling better now, at least. That's good to know, Hee-chan. Why do I get the feeling that Shizune is leading me into a trap? You sound like you're not being completely serious. Oh no, Hee-chan. We're genuinely pleased that you're all better now. Shizune is positively overflowing with happiness. There's only one reason why she would be like this. Oh no. In fact, we were quite worried about you. After all, you, Hanako, and Lily were all absent from class on the same day. Yep, she's got us. So thoroughly that all I could do is sigh in defeat. I guess you have your own theories about this. Could you kinda just not tell anyone? It's a bit late for that, Hee-chan. I suppose she's right considering the looks I got as I entered class. Still, things seem to only be at a level of vague suspicion rather than outright accusations, so we'll probably be fine. Hanako's face sinks a little further. Such attention is troublesome enough for me, let alone for her. Going by Shizune and Misha's reactions, I think they noticed this as well. The only reason we're giving you such a hard time is that you ignored us yesterday morning. Yesterday morning? It takes a while to recollect what happened then, given the haze introduced by the genuinely awful state I was in at the time. Oh right, oh, it has been a day, okay. Oh right, the knocking, that was you two. It was there, and you left us for ages after all the effort of coming to your dormitory early in the morning. I thought it was Kenji. Sorry, I was just having a problem with nausea. They're not buying it. I can't blame them. Shizune's head drops in resignation before she reaches into her pocket. Something white and yellow can be seen sticking out a little, and as she pulls it out, it turns out to be an envelope with some very bright decorations on it. Since she points it towards me, I duly take it. This is what we were trying so hard to give you, Hee-chan. You don't check your... I tune on the sound of Misha's voice as my eyes register what's written on the envelope. Iwanako. I stare at the envelope for a moment before suddenly remembering that there are people around me. There's a very strange, somewhat invasive feeling about their expressions. I kind of want to be alone right now. Iwanako? It's nothing. Thank you for bringing this to me, you two. I should think so. After what we went through to get it to you. I step back and say my goodbyes. Misha theatrically pouts as I go out the door, but Shizune and Hanako remain very visibly curious about my reaction. I hope they won't interrogate me on this later. The smell of gardens is always a very pleasant sensation. Some of the most visible signs of how well-funded this school is, aside from its sheer size, are the expanse and condition of the grounds. A good number of students can be seen eating lunch, chatting, and playing on the bright green lawns. Even some of the staff is enjoying the summer here, keeping watch over the students and idly walking along the long concrete paths. I'd never seen a sight like this in my home city. On excursions maybe, but certainly never in a school or anywhere near where I lived. Even the bench I sit on to read is warmer thanks to the summertime sun, reminding me of why I haven't worn the school blazer even once yet. Considering this, the sunflowers and splashes of vibrant yellow adorning the paper are quite appropriate for the time, if only the words written on it were as well. We've already read this letter though, haven't we? Here I was thinking I managed to get over her when this troublesome thing shows up. Her handwriting looks vaguely familiar at best. Only now that I see it again, I remember that she used to write in pink pen a lot. She was always very girly, for a lack of a better term. But she was also quite fragile. I never knew if I liked this aspect of her or not, though with the arrival of this letter, that question seems to have become largely moot. The letter begins with not much more than an update on the state of things going on in her life. My old class is a good start to the school year. Many are anxious about exams that will be coming up in the future, etc., etc. But it ends on a very personal note. A personal, if brief, note. It feels like a bit like she wrote most of the letter, just to try and soften the blow from the ending. I wanted to somehow express my feeling. Yeah, we've read this before. Yeah. And so, that's that. Our relationship is over. Nice, neat, and tidy with no ambiguity. I hadn't held on to any illusions that it could ever begin anew. The last time she visited me, neither of us said a thing except for one word as she left for the last time. Goodbye. Be that as it may, this feels more final. The capstone on an experiment both of us tried and failed at. A loud shout draws my eyes away from the letter. It's just some students horsing around with one of the teachers standing nearby, coming over to talk to them. Are you okay? A tentative voice comes from my side. For a moment I assume it to be Hanako, but it's actually Yuko. Hello there, Yuko. I thought you'd be in the library. She gives a cheerful smile, one quite fitting the atmosphere, and flourishes the empty wrapper of a roll in her hand. She must have had someone else covering for her while she grabbed something to eat. It reminds me that I haven't had anything to eat yet. I don't feel hungry though, and skipping one lunch won't hurt. Mind if I sit here? Sure, go ahead. I quickly slide the letter back into its envelope, slipping it inside my bag propped against the side of the bench as Yuko takes a seat. She drops the wrapper into a bin beside us. Without much else to do, I lean back and take what enjoyment I can from the sun, silently reflecting on the letter. The lush lawns, the clear blue skies, everything looks so different from the way it did back then. Even the school surroundings from the hill it's on to the woods around it are completely opposite to the urban scenery I remember. Sorry. Maybe this is what it's like to feel homesick. Then again, it's not an outright bad sensation. The feel the area around Yamako, while very different, is also nice. I think I get used to it. Hey, Hisao? Yeah? You didn't answer my question from before. I wasn't gonna say anything, but you still look troubled. If you don't want to say anything, though, that's okay. I don't mind at all. Sorry for asking something strange like that. I don't mind. It's just I got a letter from someone I knew before I came to Yamako. It just made me think about some things. I thought I'd managed to get over most of the problem that my accident caused, but now I'm really not so sure. I kinda wish I'd never seen it. I get what you mean, Hisao, though. I don't think that's good, Hisao. When my boyfriend left me, he did so very suddenly and never let me know why. At first I was quite depressed about it, but I decided to forgive him. You forgave him? Couldn't he at least have talked properly with you about it? He was always one of those people that found it difficult to come close to others. In the end, I decided I fell in love with him for a reason. He was a good person, and I think that if I had been in his position, I probably would have found it just as hard to try and talk to him. I don't really see the connection to the letter I got. I mean that, how should I put this? It must have been very hard for that person to send a letter, and if they did, I think they must have thought very hard about exactly what to say. Exactly! You can't blame Iwanako, though, that's the thing. Iwanako managed to write this letter and bring a final close to our relationship, something I'd never managed to do. Whereas here I am trying to protect and help Hanako as best as I can, especially with Lily leaving for a while, and I'm not even able to deal with my own problems. Does that make sense? She's taken a non-responsive and furrowed brows of doubt. She likes to read faces too much, just like a certain other person. Yeah, that makes sense. The letter was just kind of a shock, really. I think I tried to fool myself into thinking that my life reset when I came into Yamaku, but now I'm suddenly aware that it didn't. I'm at a bit of a loss about how to deal with these things. I think it's just that's something that I can't help you with. Sorry. It's fine. I think being able to talk with you helped me get things sorted out a bit better in my head, so thank you anyway. She nods and smiles sweetly. Yuko's a nice girl, so it's a shame she's so high-strung often. The school bell rings out, startling us both. Wait, how old is Yuko? I was supposed to be back before the bell. Oops. Why isn't there a Yuko around? She jumps off the bench and almost races off without a second word, but turns on her heel as she remembers she was talking to me just now. I'll see you later, Hisao. Cheer up, okay? I'll try to. Thanks, Yuko. With a quick bow, Yuko takes her leave and begins to rush to the library. Her flight catches the curious eye of a few passing students who are unenthusiastically trudging back to their classes after their fun. Reluctantly standing from the bench, I dust myself off and join them. Even while I walk through the gardens back to the main building, the thought of the letter in my bag doesn't stray far from my mind. Whoa! The feeling of walking through the streets is one of very deep nostalgia. While Yamaku may be like the reverse of where I've lived in the past, the city at night is amazingly familiar. My eyes are moving constantly from bright electronic screens glowing high in the night sky, to street lamps piercing the darkness with their light, to the businessmen enjoying themselves after work, and the busily talking couples on dates. Even if I didn't want to, I can't help soaking in every aspect of the city. I savor its familiarity like a sweet candy sitting on my tongue. Lily's walking to my left with her cane swaying to and fro, holding onto her sister's arm for guidance while talking to her. Compared to traveling by taxi or bus, being driven by Akira in her rather nice car was a much more enjoyable experience. Oh, that's adorable! Maybe not for the person on my right, though. But Lily was used to her sister's driving style and quite liked a bit of excitement. Hanako was holding very tightly to the door for most of the trip. Cute! Dear God, that is adorable. Oh, that's adorable. Everything looks so pretty at night. You're so pretty at night, Hanako. I know, I'm a ladies' man, what can I say? Hanako looks quickly down yet again as she accidentally catches someone's gaze. Yeah, it does. My answer isn't very thoughtful since I'm distracted by so many thoughts that I find it hard to keep up on small talk. One of those distractions, aside from the city lights, is how Hanako looks. This is the first time I've seen her in something other than her school uniform or her pajamas. It gives me pause when I saw her outfit. When we met up at the school gate, considering how much her head is lowered when people walk near us, I imagine that her hat she wears is more than a fashion statement. It looks good on you, though. Well, initially I was wary of Lily's plan to take us out into the city. When night fell, it became obvious she had thought about this. Not many people have paid Hanako much heed, since darkness hides her scarring well. So, for in the city, any ideas on what to do? Akira beams a smile. Something tells me that she's the one who is making this particular decision, even if her sister may have proposed the outing in the first place. You'll see. Just follow us. I nod. I try my best to stifle a grimace. After what happened during Hanako's birthday party, I don't trust Akira's judgment all that much. We keep walking, and I notice that we're passing more and more cafes, restaurants, and other eateries. Every once in a while, a drunken man in a suit comes out of a bar, usually being supported by another, but for the most part, the customers around this part of the city look young and fashionable. Different kinds of music come and go as we pass by each business. The discord created by the overlap should be grating, but it reminds me so strongly of the times I spent in the city with my old friends that I don't mind. You're truly a city kid, aren't you? Oh. I was supposed to be a city kid, guys. I just want to say. I was supposed to be. But life had different plans. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm a suburban kid now, which is, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on stream before. Ah, well, who the hell cares? Just reminiscing. You know, before I came over to the United States, I was like, what, 5? Yeah, and I went back. I mean, I've gone back to Korea a few times. I was supposed to go this summer, but I decided not to. And I was just sometimes I decide to like walk by apparently the school I was supposed to go to, but never did. Because I started kindergarten here in the U.S., so I don't know. Who the hell cares? Sure, I'm not enough of a mega celebrity for anyone to care about that yet. Hanako and I have started to drift a little apart from Lily and Akira. That comes to a stop when I hear soft thud from beside me. Sorry. Aww. By the time she rights herself from her apologetic bow, the middle-aged businessman she bumped into is walking away after mumbling a half-hearted apology. Cute. Oh, that is so cute. Hanako looks a little off-put by the experience, and as she quickly skips ahead to match my pace, I notice her head hanging low once more. She probably bumped into him because she was looking downward and not where she was going. Whoa! Whoa! I stepped to the side a little and put one hand on her far shoulder, drawing her closer. Hisao? It's okay, you can walk closer to me if you want. Ooh, a gentleman, I see. You know, I forgot to talk about this. I was playing Wuthering Waves yesterday, and technically today, since it was like, what, 1 when I stopped? But, I was playing I finally got to, Ayuno's quest, and y'all know, that is the one that got me into the game. Carlotta's the one that, like, I think I've talked about this before. Carlotta's the one that, like, made me aware of the game and, like, on a proper scale. And, like, I almost joined the game because of her. But is the girl that, like, got me to say, okay, fine, I'm actually going to play this. And I did her quest today, and it was absolutely goated. And, oh my god. You know what? I'm not going to spoil. I don't know how many of you know about it, but I just say it is goated. My expectations were high, but dear god, it was better than I expected. If you guys are on my Discord server, I did talk about it in the announcements. I didn't ping anyone, so I don't think anyone reacted, but it just still, it's just god, it's so peak. It is so utterly peak. I love it. She's best girl. I do want to say. Cute. Hanako hesitates but eventually nods in assent. Aww. After a couple of times when I thought we'd arrived at Akira's destination, we reached our target. Cute. By now we're below the elevated walkway and past most of the garish and brightly lit places. I'm a bit surprised. The average age of those around us is distinctly older, and the smell of cigarette smoke is pretty thick. The area is far from seedy though, and it's a little amusing to see Lily's reaction to the smell of smoke. Is this music diegetic now? While it's masked by the low talking of those around us, the jazz music can be heard emanating from inside. Looking through the dimly lit sign, it becomes obvious why. A jazz club. I'll have to admit, this isn't what I expected. I've been to one before. My younger brother brought me there because he's into that kind of stuff. So I figured, hey, he said he wanted to go to one. It was his first time at a jazz club too. So I was like, sure, hell yeah, why not, right? Why not? And it was fun. But the food was decent. The music was decent. It's not really what I listen to. My younger brother's like, he's very into like classical stuff. So I'll tell you more about him later. Whatever. I want to play the game. Cute. A jazz club. I'll have to admit, this isn't what I expected. Lily gives an amused snort and smile. Somehow, I feel like I should have known it from Akira. As we talk outside, I notice more and more odd sideways glances directed our way. People awkwardly catch themselves staring and look away, but that just makes it more obvious. I'd noticed this occasionally when we were walking, but it's more pronounced now. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. An average-looking Japanese teenage guy, just a little taller than normal, isn't the type to draw attention without making an effort. Hey, come on, just because you're teenagers doesn't mean you can't have taste, right? That's right, my younger brother was even younger than this when he went. Well, I don't really mind the music, if that's what you mean. I don't mind it either. She's only managing to force the words out. It contrasts so heavily to when we're alone in Yamaku, and it disappoints me a little that she's so highly strung for what's supposed to be a good time out of town. It's hard to read Hanako's face as she keeps looking downwards. It's a little wonder if she doesn't come out into the city because of this, and it makes me a little thankful that my own scarring is easily hidden. Lily has a different way of attracting people's gazes, but the reason for it is clearly different. She hardly looks like a native, and same can be said of her sister. I swear, anime genetics, man. That much is far more noticeable than her blindness from a distance. She may not be able to see this for herself, but I have little doubt that she could hear the oddly whispered phrase from people who think they're out of earshot. Be that as it may, she doesn't seem to show any signs of either annoyance or pleasure at the attention. Akira is still as confident as ever. Flashing a smile, she strides in with Lily by her side, with the two of us following behind. I had expected my eyes to need adjusting to the light inside, but it's not much brighter than outside. Yep, they're pretty dark. The music we're heard is clearer now, mixed with the sound of glasses moving on the tables and counter, and the husky chatter of the patrons. Looking to my right reveals the source of the jazz music playing beyond some tables. Mic up. Patrons seem to be mostly men, and though there's a handful of women, nobody looks under 30, aside from us, of course. It feels a little like we stepped into the 1920s, and the atmosphere is quite agreeable. Yeah! It is a based environment. I kind of wish I went to the dress club myself wearing more like fancy clothing now, you know. Something a bit more, I swear, fashion went downhill after the 1920s. You all started dressing like slobs. I'm not completely comfortable simply because of my age, but were I older, I'd probably feel quite at home. Aww. Hanako seems quite a bit more relaxed, probably due to nobody looking at her. Everyone's talking between themselves, drinking, or watching the band. Akira takes a seat behind at the counter without even glancing around. She's probably come here before. Lily retracts her cane, feeling out the bar stool and the edge of the counter before taking a seat beside her sister. The bartender takes a brief break from polishing a glass to watch her before putting it down and coming over. Good evening, ladies. What'll it be? Just a scotch, thanks. Lily? May I have a glass of champ? A black-suited elbow hits her side sharply. Orange juice, please. No problem, coming right up. The bartender starts to pour the drinks. A couple seconds pass before Akira suddenly remembers that Hanako and I are indeed here and turns around to us. You two want anything, or are you just gonna stand there? Hanako seems to be getting quite a bit restless. No matter where we're going to seat ourselves, there's going to be people right next to her, and I don't think she looks convincingly older than 20, unlike Lily. Looking around, there's a game section to her right. A couple of billiards tables can be seen in the corners, and nobody's using them either. I glance at Hanako, about to ask her if she'd like to play, but she's already looking longingly in the same direction. Maybe it's something that we can get by with so few words nowadays. Maybe it says something. Okay. We'll go play pool over there. Akira leans back to seat past me before shrugging and sitting it back up. It seems you'll have to put up with only me for company. How unfortunate. Have fun, you two. We turn off and set off for the abandoned corner, with Hanako taking the lead. The prospect of a nice, quiet game away from everyone makes her walk noticeably faster. Her eyes stay firmly fixed on her prize. Tables full size and well lit despite the surrounding darkness, thanks to the bright overhead lights. A huge painting of something covers the wall. There aren't many people milling around in this corner of the club, and I can see Hanako becoming a little less tense as a result. You know how to play? I'm no expert, but yeah, I do. Really? I think I learned from like a YouTube video sometime in the past, but I do not. I forgot. Is it just me, or did your pants get longer? Then, 8-ball? Sure. Hanako gets a chalk and 2 cues from a set of hooks against one of the walls, while I fetch the balls from the table's pockets and grab the rack from a shelf underneath. She patiently waits as I get the table set up. After slotting the final ball into the rack and doing some final adjustments, and having to fight my perfectionist urges in getting the bottom row of balls exactly perpendicular with the edges. With the balls arranged and ready to play, I take a step back and take my cue from her outstretched arm. I carry around a quick inspection of the tip before I'm satisfied that it's in good condition. So, you've played before? Once or twice. I just kind of know the rules. The air between us feels a little awkward. She's still pretty nervous, understandably given that we're in public. Eventually, the silence becomes too much even for Hanako, and she begins to quietly stammer. Who will break? I think for a moment before reaching into my pocket and drawing a coin. I'll take heads, your tails. After a nod of agreement from Hanako, I flick the coin up in the air, catch it, and flip it over onto the back of my left hand. Looks like it's you that gets to break. Whoa. Whoa! I just remembered we're in the doomed route again. This only leads to the bad or neutral ending at most. Hanako nods again before taking up her position at the end of the table. She's not usually this quiet around me, but I'm not wholly sure if it's because of the tidbit of information about her past that slipped out moments ago. Hold on, I just want to look at this for a moment. Wow. The cue comes back in a practiced gesture before smacking dead into the center of the cue ball with a thud. The white ball skates around the smooth green expanse before smashing into the carefully arranged balls at the other end. Balls skid around the table at high speed. The break was good, with balls being nicely distributed around the table. My eyes are already flickering from one to another to pick out the easiest candidates to pocket. Hanako, I heard that there are a bunch of little dots on the side of a... Yes, and these things are like what you want to aim the balls at. Because, they're like physically or mathematically, like... Or not, or physically, like... Something physics, you know, they, like, lead towards the pockets. Hanako retreats from the side and I take my shot. Well done. It's only after Hanako says this that I realize that the ball I was shooting at was sunk. I don't know what that means. I look at her and notice a small smile on her face. It's nice noticing how playing games seems to loosen her up a little. Guess I'm stripes then. Oh yeah, no, there's the... They're the balls with the full colors and they're the balls with the stripes. I know that. I take a step back and let her take the next shot, but she doesn't advance to the table. Rather, she looks down a little and rubs her arm. By now, I can identify this as one of the gestures that means she wants to say something, but isn't sure enough of herself to do it. What's up? It's just, you had a nice smile. Do you like playing like this? I sigh and lean back against the table. I like playing, yeah. I think I was smiling because it's really nostalgic, though. Hanako tilts her out quizzically. Me and my friends used to play pool games in the game centers near where we live pretty often, and at night too. Wouldn't your parents... My parents both work, so they didn't mind me not being in the house. I stayed on top of schoolwork pretty easily as well, so there's plenty of time to do other stuff at night. Our conversation dies down, with Hanako's timidity getting the better of her. In response, I get off the table and let her take her turn shooting. Aww. There aren't many solids in easy positions, so Hanako bends down and takes a while to line herself up properly. Aww. Hanako's expression is the same as when we play chess. A relaxed but focused concentration. Athletes sometimes talk about getting into a zone when nothing unnecessary enters their mind. I wonder if that's something she can do. Her posture is good, better than mine to be sure. It's very close to textbook. It's very close to a textbook method of playing, whereas I tend to contort myself into whatever position I feel is most natural for the shot I'm taking. See, on one hand, I feel like I do the same, but on the other hand, the textbook position exists for a reason. Good form gives you good results, more accuracy, or something like that. Aw, cute. She lines up the cue. The cue comes back and she does a couple of practice movements to make sure she's lined up correctly. Hanako takes the game so seriously. It's the only real hobby I know she has outside of reading. It feels good to be able to share this kind of experience with her. She takes a shot after careful consideration, and the cue ball zooms off towards a ball sitting at a slightly awkward angle near a corner. Hanako's careful preparations pays off as the cue ball hits and sends the ball rolling towards the corner pocket. For a moment, it looks like it'll stop just on the lip of the hole, but eventually tilts enough just to drop in. Man, that was a hard shot. If you can pull that off, I don't think I have much hope. I'm not that good. It's just not the shot, though. Even lining up, you look really serious. You're like this with chess, too. Aww, the praise makes her a little flustered. She sets a cue against the table and stands, turning to me. I just like those kinds of things. Her fingers are twisted and turning tightly. When I was in the orphanage, I just kept doing things I liked before. If I played games with the others, that was enough for the helpers there, so... I never thought about it that way. Staff at an orphanage would naturally want to have everyone socialize at least a little. If it's okay for me to ask, what was it like for you at the orphanage? Why do you want to know? I've touched a nerve, but the fact that she responded at all knows that there's at least a chance she'll answer my question. Before, she likely would have just shrunk away from it without a word. I'll tell you, but... Could you tell me who Iwanako is? Oh, shit! Iwanako. Oh, the letter. I wonder how long she's been waiting for the right opportunity to ask me this. Uh-oh. I'm surprised, but don't hesitate. Sharing information is naturally a matter of give and take. She's someone I used to like. Her nervousness subsided, at least for the time it took to ask. Her curiosity is getting the better of her, and I feel a little uncomfortable to be questioned on this, of all matters. There's no way I could feel all my feelings about Iwanako here. I don't even know myself what my feelings regarding her are, even after talking to Yuko earlier, and I want to avoid the subject around Hanako. Hanako doesn't look overly satisfied with the awkward ending to the discussion, but thinks better of continuing it. She's only managing to ask me in the first place without knowing I wouldn't want to talk about it. I mean, Hanako would know all about it, wouldn't she? Topics you don't want to discuss. I move to finally take my own shot. The lack of talking between us is filled by the chatter of other patrons and the band at the other end of the club. Spying a shot that doesn't look too difficult, I try and shoot for it. Ah. The cue ball taps the ball and its trajectory is just about right, but I put in too much power. It grazes the corner of the hole and moves off just to the side, just skirting the pocket. I grit my teeth a little. I was pretty good at this game. It's frustrating to have deteriorated so much. I step back and let Hanako take her turn, glancing towards the counter where Lily and Akira are sitting. They're busy talking between themselves and seem to be having a good time. Aww. Cute. I turn back to Hanako as she takes her shot. With the same face as before, she lines herself up and sharply pushes the cue. Just as before, she sinks the ball she was aiming for. It drops into the side pocket more cleanly than her last. It looks as if she's getting a bit more into the groove of the game. Nicely done. She hesitates for a moment and begins to address me without turning her head. The orphanage was nice. It felt a bit like Yamaku does, and the staff was really kind. But as the years went on, I realized something. I was different. It feels strange to hear her speak so candidly about herself. She's audibly forcing the words out. It reminds me of when she insisted she tell me about the fire. Hanako must feel that she had to tell me of such things if I'm willing to tell her about my own past. Her grip on the cue tightens as she continues to speak. Most of the children were up for adoption just like I was, but unlike me, they gradually left one by one. By the time I went to Yamaku, I was among the oldest children there. For a while, I helped with the younger children, but eventually... I lay a hand on her shoulder. She's forcing herself by now. It's okay. She looked mildly surprised for a moment, but then nods before setting down her cue and turning towards me. Do you really think so? Yeah, I think so. Even while Lily's away, I'll be around to protect you, right? Hanako looks at me for a long time, and I'm taken a bit off guard. Her expression hasn't changed from before, still looking somewhat maudlin, and silence between us aren't unusual. I think it's the fact that she's holding such prolonged eye contact that makes us feel a bit odd. It feels as if she's judging me. It's vaguely uncomfortable feeling. Hanako? I understand. Thank you. She smiles and looks away a little, but it feels stilted. Hanako isn't very good at faking emotions, and this is no exception. I move the table and take my turn to distract myself, but it doesn't seem to work. Does she think I'm not up to the task of helping her? Is she disappointed in me? I'm probably overthinking this. While her silences are just an accepted fact of life by now, I sometimes do wish she'd speak more. With a thud, I send the white sphere careening down the table into my target. Ah. Oh no! Hanako seems to see what's happening as I do. The ball hits hard, with the striped ball I intended to sink veering off towards the 8-ball. Sure enough, as both Hanako and I look on and bite our lips, they connect and the black ball leisurely into a corner pocket. Well done, Isao! You lose! I think. You lose if the 8-ball goes in, right? I could do sigh. It looks like Hanako is smiling again though, so maybe it wasn't all for naught. That was an awful shot, you win. It seems I'm getting pretty rusty after all this time. Hanako bends down and begins to shoot the remaining balls into the closet pockets, closest pockets. I almost ask if we could play another game, but a quick check of my watch confirms that the night is getting pretty late. Lily and Akira seem to be still drinking at the counter. Seems like we'll have to drag them away. Hisao? Aww, you are so adorable. I turn back to Hanako, who's still looking over the pool table, shooting balls. Her voice sounds different than before. I'm here for you as well. Oh, this is adorable. This is just a week of cute girls. I think. I don't know why I decided to say that. I play Wuthering Waves frequently, and Katawa Shoujo is also. I don't know what am I saying? Just ignore what I'm saying, guys. I go a little crazy sometimes. I'm here for you as well. I suddenly find myself blushing. It's only natural that she'd respond this way, given what I said earlier, but it's still a shock to actually hear it. Just what is my relation with this girl? I want to protect her, to make her happy. I'm not really sure that it's something like love, but I don't think these are the same kinds of feelings I have for Lily either. I feel sorry for her, having gone through so much in her life. Her parents died in a house fire and she lived in an orphanage for most of her childhood. I can't even imagine that kind of life. But I feel like there's so little I could do for her, especially now that Lily's going to be leaving the country. Hanako and I finish tidying up the table and cues, picking up Lily and Akira on the way out of the club. It feels like something had changed between Hanako and me. I can't quite place what it is, but Hanako is acting differently now. I feel like we're further apart, if anything. Oh no! Oh no, what? So, you enjoy yourselves? Hanako and I both nod and agree. The game was good, and we both did learn more about each other, so it's an honest answer. Lily appears to be a little distracted. Worried about the trip, Lily? She pauses before sighing and smiling weakly. A little. It means quite a bit. The comment earns a clap on the shoulder from her sister. Hanako smiles back too. You'll be okay, Lily. I hope you can enjoy your time over there. Thank you, Hanako. I'll try to. It will be nice to be back with my family after all, no matter how brief of a time it may be. With that, the four of us begin to walk to the car park where Akira's car is. We continue to talk between ourselves, but it's mostly just small talk. We continue! I could technically end here. I've been, an hour and a half. Right then, are you taking the bus, Lily? Oh, we're seeing Lily Hall. Lily motions to a large suitcase standing beside her. I'll have to take this with me, so I've booked a taxi. It'll meet us at the school gates in about 5 minutes. Ah, I see. Lily reaches down and feels the handle of her suitcase. Its weight causes her some difficulty, so I quickly offer to take it myself. That is awfully kind of you, Hisao. She has no qualms about accepting and ended up taking it right up. It's not what I'd call light, but it's not exactly heavy either. I don't think I'll have too much trouble carrying it. Well, thank you then. We should hurry though. If the taxi leaves, then it'll take quite a while to book a new one. Are you ready, Hanako? Yeah, let's go. We rush to the gates as fast as we can, only to find that the taxi has yet to arrive. Well, nothing like a bit of exercise in the morning. The nurse told me I should be doing that. You should! Dear God, he said, have you not been exercising? What? I think he probably had other things in mind, he saw. And probably with more regularity. Do you intend on helping people with their luggage every day? I guess not. Looks like we'll have to wait anyway. How long should we wait for the taxi before calling them again? He saw. Start exercising. You're heart conditioned, man. Ay ay ay. I'd say another 10 minutes, but they've never let me down before. There's probably just a little traffic. Okay then. So, how long is the flight to Scotland? About 16 hours, if I remember correctly. It's hard to tell with the changing time zones. So long. It's now that I realize that Hanako's been unusually quiet, even for her. She doesn't handle stress well, so she's looking really uptight. Yeah, I can't tell imagine being on a plane for that long. I can. I go on flights pretty frequently, so yeah. That's me. I've only ever flown on a short family holiday up north, so it really is quite hard to fathom. If Hanako spent so much of her childhood at an orphanage, she's probably traveled very little, let alone flown. It's not too bad. I'll spend most of it either asleep or catching up on my English. I hardly use that here, so I'll need to refamiliarize myself with it a little. With your accent, will it be a problem? I wouldn't worry about it too much. It may be an issue initially, but it should be fine once I get used to it. That's sort of a question with the whole anime genes going on here. Like, when you go back to Scotland, are you gonna look like... Are people still gonna be, like, noticing you because you don't look, you know... And never mind. We all moved to sit down on a small bench beside the school gate in silence. Strangely enough, even though I know that Lily is going away, I can't think of anything to say to her. Lily is a reliable person, so I know it might be because she isn't the one that I'm thinking of most. Lily might not be able to see it, but Hanako's chewing on her fingernails nervously. I moved to talk to her, but I could hear an engine straining up the hill before I get the chance. I think the taxi's on its way. Well spotted, he saw. I only just heard it as well. A small wave of pride washes over me. To have noticed something at the same time as Lily must mean that I've become more aware of my surroundings. Anyway, we won't have to call the taxi company, nor worry about missing Lily's plane. Once the taxi stops where we're standing, the driver rolls down a window and leans over. After confirming that Lily is the same Lily Sato that booked the trip, we sort out her luggage. The driver opens the trunk of the taxi and takes Lily's suitcase, with Lily climbing into the backseat as he loads it into the trunk and slams it shut. After getting back into his seat and shutting the doors, he waits for us to say our farewells. Have a safe trip, Lily. Take care of yourself. Hanako looks understandably downcast, and that much is obvious even in her voice. Of course I will. I'll be back before long, don't worry. There will still be another person for hear you too. Won't there, he saw. Yes, of course. 07. I will decrease the volume of my mic. Burp. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna decrease the volume of the game a little bit. On OBS. Yeah, of course. I turned to smile to Hanako, putting my hand on her shoulder. Oh, my throat. She only manages to keep eye contact with me for a couple seconds, her cheeks red all the while, before turning back to Lily. See ya, Lily. Goodbye. Goodbye. Lily gives her farewells to both of us with a fair measure of reluctance. Without further ado, the driver starts the engine once more, and they begin the journey down the hill towards the airport. The two of us stand at the gate for a long time, even after they've disappeared from sight, not really knowing what to do. So, what do you want to do? I don't know. Oh, choices. Aw. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. We continue onto the doomed route. I don't know about you, but I'm going to try and take a nap. My head is killing me. Judging by Hanako's instant relief, I can only assume that I've guessed right. It's not the right choice, my guy. I don't think she wants to be out and about. Ugh. Wordlessly, she turns and heads back through the school gate. We walk back to the way to the dorms together, stopping awkwardly at the spot where we need to part. Well then, goodbye. Do you want us to have tea or something later? How about a game? Hanako shakes her head embarrassedly. I'm tired. Maybe tomorrow? I've got homework. I suppose she'd have a bit of schoolwork to catch up on. She's missed a few days of lessons after all. Ah, homework. Thanks for reminding me. I've got a stack to do as well. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. See you, Hisao. Before I could say goodbye, Hanako has turned and begun walking towards the entrance to the female dormitory building. I look at the door she disappears through for a bit before going off into my own dorms. Tomorrow will be a bit better day. Scars. I want to keep going. But there's also other stuff I kind of want to do. Oh, do I want to keep going? Oh. No, I'll save it for next time. Wow, literally just after making a save. Wait. Maybe I can keep going. Oh god, it is so freaking warm here. In my room. Do I keep going? No, I think I'll end off for today. Oh, I want to keep going, though. Anyways, I suppose that will be where I leave it off for today. We're almost at the end of Act 4, so yeah, we'll be able to see the neutral and bad ending, and then once we'll do that, we'll swing over to the good ending, which is, you know, what I would honestly choose. Being more honest with myself. Yes, right here. This is what I would choose. Yes, so I hope you all guys are all enjoying this. I'm having so much fun with this. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. This is probably got to be one of the favorite series I'm doing on this channel. I really should do other stuff, honestly. I need to finish Steins Gate Linear Bonded Phonogram. I need to start that eventually. I need to finish Needy Streamer Overdose. Next one will probably be the last one. I might even make it a video, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. But let's see. Linear Bonded Phonogram. What else should I do? Oh, right. I should probably, I've had a plan to, like, just do more Lethal Company, because I know that's kind of my bread and butter. Was my bread and butter. Oh, I kind of want to do it again with my friends. There's also a bunch of other stuff I wanted to do. Like, playing Dark Tide. Well, too late for that now. Whatever. I hope you all enjoyed that video, folks. If you did, please leave a like, a subscribe, comment down below, and smash that bell. Sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.